Cat and mouse vipers. Giant child-snatching vipers are terrorizing New Orleans, pulling children from their homes in the middle of the night in their eagerness to take on human trafficking in the city. Cat and mouse find themselves in the thick of it. Crime, action, drama with a smattering of superheroics. Now, like Roland Mann said, our head honcho here at Silverline, go do some backing, and we appreciate your support.
All right, welcome to another episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I'm Dustin.
Derry.
Humira.
I almost said I'm Derry.
There we go.
Oh,
we'll just
looking at your
rotate
name.
names. Yeah. We'll just rotate them around.
Yeah,
Humira gets to be Dustin, and I'll be
Yeah.
Humira.
apparently.
This is Dustin Yoke.
Mom's in the chat saying, "Hey, y'all."
There we go. What up, Mom?
Yeah, and so totally, as we were talking backstage just for a minute, and I was like, didn't realize it, but we accidentally chose two Anthony Mackie movies because he was the voice of Herman in Electric State, and he was the voice of some other he was the character, this other dude in like a fight promoter. I'm not really sure what his role was, but he was in, he was some sort of goon essentially in Real Steel. So, yep.
Back when Anthony Mackie was cool before he became a shitty version of Captain America.
Yeah.
Look at that face.
Yeah, I kind of agree with it, but at the same time, I get
it. Bucky should have been the new Captain America.
Totally should have been.
Yeah, they shit the bed on that one.
Totally, definitely. I think they were just trying to be like, oh no, we want to get to like the current run that he was currently in. It's like, no, but you don't understand.
Who cares? If it's trash, it's trash.
Right. In the comic books, Bucky was Captain America. He took over for Captain America for a long time. And then they passed the torch,
There's nothing special about Falcon. Zero. He wears a jetpack. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here.
The fact that he chose not to take the super serum, it's just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, dude, come on.
I would have rather seen freaking the other dude that's U.S. agent just stay as Captain America.
Yeah. He had the super serum soldier, didn't he?
I don't think so.
No, maybe not. No, I guess not.
I don't think he had taken it.
No, I think he was working to try to get it, but I think he got stopped. But I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, and I'll never watch it again.
Yeah, probably not. For me anyway, but I don't know. I still haven't seen what's the I still haven't seen Secret Wars. That was on Disney Plus. No clue about that.
I couldn't
I
tell you the
also-
last time I logged into my Disney Plus.
What we're about.
Hey.
Well, I mean, I did earlier this week to check to make sure that one of the movies we're going to pick for next week was on there. Because when I looked up online, I was like, "Holy shit! There's no way this movie is on Disney Plus."
Right.
And it is, and we'll get to that when we talk about the movies for next week. But
Yeah.
that was the first time I've even logged into Disney Plus in probably 6 months
Wow.
or
wow.
more.
We just recently got it back, so we've been kind of,
Enjoying it.
I guess so, enjoying it. Like,
Well, Big City Greens was on
yeah,
for a
the Big
whole
City
day.
Greens. Yeah, I literally we just watched Big City Greens marathon
All
the
day.
entire
Week.
show all day for several days last week. So, because
What the hell's Big City Greens?
It's an
It's a
amazing cartoon. It's so
Uh-huh.
hilarious.
On Disney.
Yeah, it's got Cricket, Tilly, Bill, and Grandma, and they just have these antics, and they're just a funny family that they all do their own thing, and it's just chaos. It's hilarious.
I'll have to look it up and watch something on it.
Yeah. Pop's in the house saying, "Hey."
Hi.
What up?
And so yeah, I mean, it's probably my new favorite animated show. For a long time it was Rick and Morty,
Mhm.
and I even have Rick and Morty dice that I use to roll for
Hey.
my my nerve,
Damage.
it's there. You roll d6 for it's like your madness type check. I forget what the check is, but anyway, I roll that because I mean, what's more insane than Pickle Rick and Rick?
Oh,
and Morty?
we were so obsessed with Rick and Morty back then. My stepson and I had so many Rick and Morty pops, which he has them now.
Yeah,
but God, we were insanity. Pickle. I remember I had to buy like the Pickle Rick pop off eBay, like track it down, because I was like, I have to have that.
There were several of them. There was one that had like the cool attachments and stuff, and then there was the regular one. And it's like
I had the one with the attachments.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted, but I could never find it. So
I had to go on eBay and like buy it second hand and pay like 3 times the amount of the pop.
Yeah, it was an insane pop for a long time. I don't know, it might still be, but I don't know. Better late than never.
We didn't do anything.
Josh Perry, we haven't really talked about or done anything yet. We're just chatting.
No.
So you're in time in my book. Any time is on time in my book because I never know the time. But anyway, so what you watching? Anything of interest? Did you start that that mob show?
Yeah, I watched the first episode of Mobland.
Okay.
On Netflix.
Was it on Netflix? I thought it was on Paramount.
Paramount. Yeah, Paramount. I don't know why. I think because Tom Hardy has a Netflix movie coming up that actually looks decent. But yeah, it's on Paramount Plus. But I mean, the first episode's a slow burn. Guy Ritchie actually directs it, but it's not his script or anything. So it's got a little bit of Guy Ritchie feel with like it ends on a crazy note, but it's not The Gentleman by any means, but it's a slow burn where they're setting up a lot of stuff in the first episode. So I think it'll pick up pace as it goes. It was good. Like, it was right up my alley, the type of shows that I like. It reminds me a lot of Gangs of London.
I haven't seen that yet.
Dude, that show, it's basically about gangs in London, like these different gangs and gang families. And it's like mob gangs, not just like little 2-bit, like guys sagging their pants and shit gangs. It's like these big players in the city of London, but the fight scenes in it are almost like, they're almost like John Wick quality in this show. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the first season I know is on Netflix now, because it comes out on I think it comes out on a weird channel.
Like BritBox or something, right?
It might be, which I like every few months I get BritBox just so I can go watch like whole shows at once. So I just buy a month of it, binge everything, and then cancel it.
That's smart.
So but it is on Netflix now. Like you can go watch at least the first season on Netflix, and the first season was really, really good.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. But I see Pops put, I want a Pops Pop. Well, you can actually go on their website and design your own.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I always forget about that, but yeah, I should make my pop. My little avatar pop. That would be fun. But so you've been watching 1928, right?
So we have paused because we were so fed up with how long all the feedback is how long they've drug out this whole trip getting back to Montana from Africa. We haven't watched for I think 3 episodes.
Okay.
We're behind. Not counting the one. Is the one coming up the finale?
Yeah,
because there's a 2-hour finale.
What?
That's coming up. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. They've got to
get anywhere.
Yeah. So
I've been so frustrated with that show, and it really feels like it's gone to his head, like we were afraid of, like his mass fame and whatever it is, that
I mean,
all of his demand. But
they set up this big confrontation, and it's going to end up being like
a cliffhanger.
Yeah, 1 episode of confrontation. It's just not satisfying. So we paused it and we're like, well, we'll just binge the last part of it, but I just know I'm going to be pissed off.
Yeah. I mean, there's been interesting parts here and there, but overall, it's like, oh my gosh, like all I wanted was for him to get to Montana and start kicking butt and just like, that's the whole buildup of the show. Like, I was so mad when they decided to end it and they weren't anywhere near Montana and they had to cross the ocean and all this stuff. And it's like, man, that's going to suck. Cause I knew going into this season, like if they don't do something to expedite his trip, it's going to take forever. And
it's going to take
all the sidebar stupid storylines I didn't need to know shit about, like the selling the liquor and shit. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we get it that there's bootleggers and stuff like that. We get that, but either have that storyline to where like, okay, you not only get this car, you can take it all the way there, have the car. This is what you brought me, my cousin, great, good for you. Either have him do that and no strings attached, or just, geez whiz, man. Like,
just have him get on a fucking train, and go and montage that shit.
Yeah,
and get him there.
Yeah.
I mean, instead, it's going to end like it's going to be a cliffhanger where they finally get off the train. He gets off the train, and then there's a shoot up and standoff with them, both sides in the middle. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I'm not looking for it. Was like one of my favorite shows, anticipation of what was going to come up, and it's totally fell off, and
yeah,
it's
definitely unfortunate. I'm hoping that it picks up and either saves the season. I don't think there's any way to save the season. Otherwise, it's just going to be a crappy season 2. But season
it's
3,
it's the final season. This is
What?
only meant to be 2 seasons.
That's it?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Mm-mm. It's supposed to wrap up by the end of this season. I've heard nothing on a change to that.
There's literally no way to wrap up in several episodes, because I think there's only like 2 or 3 episodes left.
Mm-hmm. Which the final episode is 2 hours long. So, I mean,
I was counting 2 hours for that.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think. Let's see, how many more episodes of 19, 28,
23.
let's see.
We thought it was 23.
Season 2 of 1923 will be 7 episodes, meaning there are no more episodes to be released as of the episode that aired on April 6th.
Which is this coming weekend. They've basically got 2 hours to wrap this shit up.
Oh,
It's fucking...
I gotta tell you, like, they're nowhere close. Like, there's...
Mm-hmm.
don't talk anymore. You're gonna give it away.
I'm just
telling you. So the show that he does, to me, that has the best pacing, like throughout seasons, is Mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That show, literally every season wraps up by the end of it.
Yes.
There's cliffhangers to lead into the next, but the main storyline of that season is 100% tied up with a bow, where these ones aren't. And now this show is going to get to the end, and you're going to have a bunch of fans who are just totally unsatisfied.
Yeah, I'm very upset right now, because I'm thinking like, oh well, this girl's not there, and this person's not there, and the other guy is like, come on.
Yeah, they've totally drugged this out way longer than it needed to be. Like,
it should have been like 1 episode, 2 at most, to sort of highlight some of the downfalls of the journey to get to Montana, and then all action the last half of the season. Oh, I'm so angry.
I thought this was the last season, but I wasn't sure.
Because they're doing 1944 next. So yeah, I'm so fucking over it, but whatever.
Yeah,
2 of the shows I was looking forward to the most were this and Reacher, and both have just shit the bed for me.
Yeah, I mean, out of the 2, I still think Reacher's way better than 1928 or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I
and
thought
Reacher,
that was still
season 3 of Reacher's like Great Value brand Reacher.
Ow.
Like, it's generic as hell. Like, it's still good. Like, dude, Great Value fruit snacks to me are the best fruit snacks you can get.
Good.
That does not, they don't hit home runs often, but they will every once in a while.
Yeah.
Reacher is Great Value brand. Like,
now
cornflakes.
For fruit snacks.
For like that difference.
I need to open my drink here before we even bust into the movies, because I'm wanting that fruity flavor in my mouth.
I need to start buying Baja Blast just for these shows.
Right. Pretty much, I've been rationing them.
I had Sunny D when we first got on, these little mini bottles. It's so good. Sunny D is still just amazing.
Yeah. So, all right. So we get the disappointment with 1920 shit or whatever you want to call it. It's just, we know that Reacher wasn't that great, but it was still better than not having a Reacher. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh no, I would just delete it from existence if I could. Like,
Well,
I hate when there's a TV show I really like and then they have a bad season. I'm just like, stop putting the shit out so fast and spend some time being creative and write a good fucking show.
Oh man,
And they
would
have a
delete,
book that it's based on.
Right, it's essentially a guideline, and they even say at the beginning and end of every episode, this book was based on this book, this title, and it's like, so was it just a shitty book, or are you shitty writers? you know?
Did it? Yes.
Yes, of course.
But that's what pisses me off about, like, when I like a book and then they adapt it to a film or to a TV show. Like, a lot of times I don't even want to consume that show because there's just no way it can. If it's a book I love, they could ever live up to it. Like Wheel of Time, dog shit.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say Wheel of Time. Even general viewers found this latest season to be like really in the dumps.
Yeah, well,
so far
I got about 3/4 of the way through the first season. And I was fucking done because they were just hacking characters up and storylines and all this shit. The one thing they did right was the way the Trollocs look. They looked amazing. But other than that, in the very first episode, they give away a secret. If you watch very closely, they give up a secret that's in the books that takes people a long time to figure out. And they just put it right in front of your face as the camera's zooming in right at the beginning of the first episode. And I was so pissed off about it. Because a lot of readers still haven't put 2 and 2 together. What's that?
What was
it? When it's panning in, it's like showing you like mountains and stuff. But if you look really closely, there's buildings covered with vegetation. So like they always refer back to this Age of Legends where they had basically all these people with all these powers and stuff. Well, technically the Age of Legends was our society. They think it was all powers and magic and all this shit. But it was really just an advanced technological society. And then whatever happens, there's a battle or whatever, who knows, nuclear or whatever, and shit goes to pot, and then a new age starts and they basically have to build from nothing. And that's where I think this is the third age that they're in. Basically everything evolves differently.
Interesting.
But they show it literally in the first episode, like right off the bat. And I was just like, why would you do that? Like leave little bread crumbs throughout. But that show pisses me off. I'm over it.
Yeah. Hey, Edwin, how's it going? Yeah, we got Woody in the house. How's it going? But I don't know. Yeah, that show's upsetting because I mean, we watched the first 2 seasons and it's like, man, it takes so long to put out that we ended up having to like go back and refresh on the first one. And even then it was difficult because they recast one of the main characters the second season.
Yeah, Matt Coffin.
It's like, okay, wait, so who? Oh, wait, no, that's that guy. Okay. And then you got to try to remember like what that guy's about. So it's like, I don't know. It's just rough. That show's rough. I
got zero interest in that bullshit.
Yeah. I know my mom tried to watch it and she's like, oh yeah, Wheel of Time's back. Did you see that? And I'm like, yeah, I saw that. And she's like, I tried to watch the first episode, but I don't remember anything. And I'm going to have to go back and figure out what's going on. Maybe restart all over. So I guess maybe restart all over if that's a show that you're into. But that way you can watch it all the way through. I know my mom does that. So when a show's coming on that she really likes, she'll go back and watch all the seasons leading up into the current season. And I do that with like
I do it with
Mando
some
and Book
shows.
of Boba Fett and stuff like that. Yeah, or Ahsoka, exactly. So it's like I go back and watch all of the first season to get caught up to speed. But
or I'll at least watch the season before this one, just to know where it left off and that. But
she's not liking it anymore. Yeah,
like I spent my time reading all of these books right here.
Yeah,
14 Wheel of Time books, plus there's a couple tie-ins and shit. I even have the first book in Russian, like just to have. Like that's how big of a fan me and Eric Bertram are of Wheel of Time. And the show looked like it was going to be great before it came out, and then
it landed.
And like, it just pisses me off.
Yeah. Well, have you seen Avatar or not Avatar? Not Avatar. Invincible. Have you watched?
Yeah, I've watched
of
some of it. Some of Invincible.
Okay, what do you think of that?
I mean, it's okay in my book.
Okay.
I was never a fan of the Invincible comics. Like I didn't even know anything about them until I heard Travis Bowles one time talking about them, and that was like a year before the first season came out. So I know I watched the entire first season. I think I paused on the second season and just never went back to it. But I mean, it's okay. I just got really big into anime around the same time, and I was just watching My Hero all the time.
Yeah.
So
we caught the My Hero bug too. I think back when I don't remember when it was, but we were talking about it on the show, even rated some of the characters and stuff like that. That was a fun episode. You'll have to go back and look at it. This was when we first started switching over to video. So it was right around season 4 that we started switching to video, and we recorded an episode where we're just geeking out over My Hero. So I got a whole
shelf of My Hero right here.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to move my hand.
Wow.
That
Very
one.
good.
It's the I'm trying to remember what the damn name of those figures are. Kyoto,
the Yamaguchi.
Yamaguchi, yeah.
Yeah.
The Kyoto Yamaguchis.
Yeah, those are insane.
Yeah, the Tanjiro's dad, like he's the best one by far.
Really?
Like,
okay.
All the cool shit that comes with him. Yeah. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. The fire dude. The number
Ichigo?
2.
Is it the one that does fire and ice?
No, it's his dad.
Oh,
I can't remember. I'm like just totally tip of the tongue blanking it right now.
Yeah, me too.
He's the number 2 hero behind All Might, and then takes over.
Yokohama.
No, not that.
God, I can't think of it. Endeavor.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, his Yamaguchi is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Maybe next week I'll get it off the shelf and show everybody. I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up because I don't have any pants on.
Dude.
No, I'm kidding. I don't have pants on. I have shorts on. So
I don't have pants on any day of the week. But
just rolling in whitey tidies. Hell yeah.
No.
That's what my dad did.
No, I actually have a brand of underwear that I prefer. I don't remember what they're called, but I only like those. Huh?
Do you want me to say what they are?
What are they?
And one.
Oh yeah.
We get them from Walmart, and dude, they're like they're like the underwear I got from Manscaped back when Manscaped sponsored us and sent us some underwear and junk trimmers.
I need an ass hair trimmer.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got the junk trimmer and lawn. It's called a lawnmower, technically.
Yeah.
Hey RPJ, how's it going? But also like the nose thing, you stick it up in your nose and it trims all the hairs and stuff.
Sneeze.
Yeah, for me. Yeah.
Oh, I love that thing. I just dig it into the walls of my nose, and oh yeah, I fucking love it.
I don't, but yeah, the trimmer works pretty good, but
never too much information. Never
too much information.
There's no cutoff anytime.
I mean, we are talking about junk trimmers, so
I mean, look at the hair on my face. You can just imagine.
Oh.
It's thicker on my ass.
Oh, glad my headphones are.
I don't think I have much. I don't know, but I digress.
April comment.
No, you don't have any.
Yeah,
it's baby smooth.
My legs are baby smooth. It's ridiculous.
Really?
It never grew back after chemo.
Yeah, just never grew back after chemo. I've had people comment on my legs. They're like, "Your legs are so smooth." Like,
at least you don't have to pay for a wax.
Well, I wouldn't anyway.
Dude, I didn't have hair on my calves, literally on my calves until I was like 35. My legs had hair all over them except my calf, like the backs of my legs. No idea why. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I have hair on the like behind my knees.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it grows.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
I'm in the phase now of getting it in my ears. Like I'll have to pluck them out. Oh God. I'm going to be like
trimmer.
When I'm like 70, I'm literally going to have that shit like just coming out.
Oh yeah, and then you could braid it
and
have it just hang off your ears. Oh man, people think you're crazy. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Like not getting old, because getting old sucks, man. But yeah, just being one of those crazy old dudes that just says whatever, whenever. I'm already practically there. But,
oh yeah.
Between socks and so I wore socks like every day, and obviously, but yeah, between socks and they just never grew back. And then with chemo, it just never. Everything fell out, and those just didn't grow back.
Oh, is that Pops? Is that about the ear hair?
Yeah,
braiding your ear hair.
Are you braiding your ear hair? We're not talking about that, but yeah. Let's see. Old guy who does whatever. Yeah, right. And well, that's the thing. It is what it is. Says my ears are good. We had yeah, so we did. Let's see. But anyway, I digress. So the dude from 1928, 1923, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Apparently, I'm still waiting for like an official confirmation, but I've heard lots of rumors that he's getting cast as the DC Universe's Batman.
So I saw the post. I don't know if because it came out on April Fool's Day.
It did, but I keep seeing the post from other sources.
So I sent a thing to Eric Bertram probably a month ago. And literally said they need to make this guy the next Bruce Wayne, just because of like he's in a tux in season 1 on that boat when he fights her ex-fiance and throws him off the boat. Like that dude, I'm serious, will look perfect as Bruce Wayne, like outside of the bat suit.
Yeah, well, like Bruce Wayne. Yeah, I could see that. But
at the start of season 2, when he's in the coal, like in the furnace of the boat, and like he's shoveling coal, and then he goes and fights that dude.
Yep.
Literally, I was like, "That's him." The guy's 6'2", like he's in incredible shape. Like he's a bigger guy. I'm telling you, man. I think the dude would kill it as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I see it too. I can definitely see that. But yeah, so I was just curious of if you thought he would hack it or not. But yeah,
I think he would. Plus, I like the idea of going with a lesser known actor. Like they used to for a lot of those movies. I mean, like when Christian Bale was cast, I mean, yeah, he'd been in stuff, but he hadn't blown up yet.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
It was kind of like, okay, who's this guy playing Batman?
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of the idea of the Reacher dude. Like everybody's like, just because somebody's big and buff doesn't mean, like, for all the martial arts that Bruce Wayne has to do, yeah, he can be muscular, but he still has to be flexible.
Right.
Well, and see, that's half the point. That's one of the biggest differences that they had in the comics was that, like when Bruce Wayne was dead and Dick Grayson was, coming up in his place, and he told Alfred that he's like, I just can't get into it, and he said, I'm not sure what you mean. This is a performance. Just pretend to be Batman. Like, this is your greatest debut. This is your greatest performance. And so, yeah, from there, that sort of something clicked for him, and he's just like, okay. So then he was able to do everything that, because he kept wanting to modify the cape, and he's like, I can't move in it. I can't do what I need to do. He said, just pretend to be Batman.
Mm-hmm.
He was. So, but RPJ says Den of Thieves 3 is in production.
Nice.
I'll be surprised if they don't call it Den of Thieves like they do with all those stupid puns and stuff. Anyway, hopefully not. But anyway, I digress. We are 36 minutes in. Let's see. Do we have anything else that we want to talk about? Have you seen the Superman trailer?
No, but I'm going to watch it right after this. There's a extended look thing that just popped up on here that it's like 5 minutes long. I'm going to check it out. I did see a clip of where Crypto pulls him into the Fortress of Solitude. I did see that one earlier today, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
So he whistles for Crypto, and Crypto's all excited. He thinks he's wanting to play. So he starts jumping on Superman, who just crashed into Earth. He's all beaten up, bloody, spitting out blood. And here's Crypto wanting to bounce on him. He's jumping on him, trying to be a little naughty boy, wanting to be rough and rowdy. And he's just like, oh, no, take me, stop, take me home.
Yeah, there was an interview, I think, that David Cornsweet did where he kind of explained Crypto.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's a bad dog. Like, he's not trained. Like, he has all this power that he can't control. Right. Like, he is a bad dog. Like, so I don't know if it's going to be like when they meet, like, whatever. Like, I don't know how they're going to put him and Crypto together, but yeah, he was kind of explaining that the dog it doesn't behave. So I'm interested to see what that translates into.
Yeah, wow. I'm interested too. I mean, as disappointed as I was that they didn't give Cavill a Superman 2, a Man of Steel 2, I'm willing to give this guy a shot because he's like the great value. He's the great value Superman, great value.
No,
but no,
I don't think he will be. I think he'll be a really good one.
No, that's not what I mean. I just mean he looks like, side by side, the two of them look very much alike. So in essence, he's the great value version of Henry Cavill. But
I don't know.
I'm not saying that's going to be his performance.
I don't even think he's the great value brand of Henry Cavill. Like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't a big fan of like him and Ben Affleck having to get like roided out for their performances because it made them look weird. Like Henry Cavill like couldn't even get his arms down. Like he was like, because his biceps were so big. Like I like this dude because he's got the Brandon Routh kind of where they went more for Christopher Reeve. Like he's not like Christopher Reeve put on a lot of muscle for Superman, but he still wasn't a bodybuilder like Henry Cavill. Like, I mean, in the comics, Superman has all these muscles. Like he's lifting shit, and you can see like in his lats and stuff, like 200 muscles. But I mean, I don't know. I kind of like he's powered by the sun. He doesn't need muscle necessarily.
Yeah.
These things aren't heavy to him, so he doesn't really have to strain. Like, I don't know.
Well, and that's why he trains at
Planet Fitness.
No, not
True.
Planet Fitness. Good grief, silly goofs. No, he trains with Star Labs, and he has that machine that he lifts and stuff, and it amplifies the pressure and stuff to help him lift and work out. Plus, I don't know, but still, regardless, I'm. Bottom line is, I'm looking forward to this movie because I want to give it a chance, and I'm interested to see where it goes, and I'm hoping.
He needs to lift up the planets.
Mom appreciates your joke. But no, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so I'm looking forward to his performance, and I'm hoping because James Gunn is the whatever leader in chief, or whatever you want to call him, of DC, that he'll get a second Superman movie, because I'm so tired of these just one-offs when it comes to Superman. I want to like be proud that I have Superman up on my wall, you know, like,
or tattooed on your arm.
Yeah, that too. Tattooed on my arm.
Well, you're still going to have the Marvel cucks that try to review bomb it.
Yeah,
like, no matter what, it could be as good as it could be, and those morons would go out and review bomb it because they're insecure about their favorite franchise, which sucks.
Isn't
Marvel's in the toilet
for real? Like, I don't know. I'm still annoyed with the whole announcements of Doomsday and all that garbage. I just hope they manage to pull it out for their sake and for our sake, who like enjoy this type of entertainment. But I think it's going to be hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah,
like the release calendar for this year is insane. I mean, we got 2 movies coming out soon, both How to Train Your Dragon and Lilo and Stitch remakes, live action remakes that are coming out in May and June. That and then immediately after that is Jurassic Park, and then Superman, and then Fantastic Four. That's just from May to July, and I'm sure there's like more stuff, and that's a lot to try to get out and see.
Yeah, well, they need to stop making live action remakes, because you can't beat the animated movies. So stop just doing live action remakes. Like, just keep making more unique properties.
Right. I don't understand why they just somehow stopped. I mean, people are clamoring for a live action. What's it called? The Planet, Treasure Planet, or Treasure
Island.
Treasure Island.
Oh. Treasure Planet. What is that?
Huh?
Because that would be a remake. Versus
Treasure Island isn't it live action already?
Yeah, so it would be a remake of it.
No. Planet and Treasure cast. Treasure Planet. Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it. Let me see.
It was a while ago.
Well, based off how good Snow White did, I think they're going to be rethinking their slate of live action remakes.
That was another thing I wanted to bring up. They put a pause on one of the movies. Oh, they put a pause on the Tangled live action remake because
we don't need a live action Rapunzel like
movies.
Yeah, because
fucking
Snow White was tanking. It's entertaining just to see. I mean, it sounds awful, but it really is. I mean, they spent a crap load of money on that movie, and they
give it to the poor.
They don't have anything to watch the movies on.
Well, we could at least have food.
Oh, you mean don't spend it on the movie, give the money to the poor? Oh, I thought you meant give the movie Snow White to the poor, and I'm like, they don't have anything to watch it on. Like, how are you going to give them a movie they can't watch?
No, just donate it to the charity.
There's people living in LA under overpasses and shit. Like, where are they going to watch it on?
Just stream it to the side of the building.
Yeah, projector.
Projected onto the side of the building.
Donate projectors. They don't have any power, guys.
Oh.
I'm sure there's some way they can do
Solar
it.
batteries.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, just give the money to the poor. If you're out of ideas, just do that.
Yeah. Instead of kidnapping children.
Yeah. Forcing them to wear beards.
All right, let's get into these movies. All right, so which movie do you want to talk about first?
Let's do Real Steel first.
All right.
And then we'll finish with the Electric State.
All right, so recap, Real Steel. If you didn't watch it, it's about a down on his luck guy who is obviously a bad bet when it comes to fighting, and it's this new world where they've sort of phased out human boxing and switched to robots. And he keeps trying to come up with ways to cash out and make some money, and it's just every single thing is just not going his way. And he next thing you know, he finds himself in a situation where people are coming up on him, and you think, oh crap, he's going to need to fight because they just set that up. But nope, it is someone from the wherever saying, hey, yeah, you have a son who his mom died. Come take care of him. And you're due in court. So he goes and grabs this kid and makes a deal and with the people who want to adopt him. But the guy, the sister-in-law who wants to adopt him, and her husband takes
much
Charlie.
Older.
Yeah, who's much older, takes him aside, and he's like, yeah, look, we have a group of friends that are wanting to go to Tuscany and Italy and all this stuff, just a little do a trip. How about this summer? How about we come and get them at the end of the summer? So he makes a deal. Yeah, I'll give them to you at the end of the summer. Just call it that. I'm going to do some bonding with him over the summer, try to be there and all that stuff. So long story short, he and his son start traveling around and bonding and doing all this stuff, and they come across this robot because they managed to trash their robot. Well, I suppose Charlie manages to trash the robot. Is it named Charlie? Anyway,
yeah.
Regardless, Charlie trashes his robot, and it's basically a useless pile of crap. And then he and his kid break into this like salvage yard and try to find spare parts that they can use. And the kid, Max, I think his name is, slips down off of a cliff and somehow miraculously manages to get caught on this robot's hand, and essentially saved him. So he was determined to dig it out, and of course Charlie didn't want to have anything to do with it, and he's like, yeah, if you want to dig it out, then that's fine, that's on you. And he goes back to the truck and gets some rest or something. And so Max comes back with his robot that he dug out of the side of this cliff, and it's rough, and it's an old robot, and everyone's like, oh, it's just a trash robot, it's good for taking a hit. There's no reason you should ever be putting this in the ring. It's going to get destroyed, all that stuff. And but he finally convinces him to give him a chance, and he fights, and he ends up doing well, and they all end up doing well, and they're making money and all the stuff that they're now I guess sort of on the same page, right? And they're moving forward and making money. And so anyway, they continue to bond and travel and stuff like that. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, if you've ever seen Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone, this movie, other than a few tweaks, is pretty close to kind of the same overall idea of the kid spending the time with his dad. He's never known him. Like in Over the Top, the kid's grandpa wants him because the mom dies. Now, Sylvester Stallone's character and Hugh Jackman's characters, personality-wise, are a lot different. Where Sylvester Stallone, he was a truck driver. He wasn't necessarily like a kind of nefarious con man, ex-boxer guy. But I mean, really, it's pretty formulaic. But the first time I watched this movie, like literally, I thought it was going to be the stupidest thing ever when I saw previews of it. I was just like, why are they making this movie? And so I went and saw it. I didn't go to the theater and see it. I actually went over to a buddy's house, and one of his kids wanted to watch it. And I was sitting on the couch, just
sulking. I don't want to watch
paying attention to it, but we were all talking, and 20 minutes in, I was laser focused on this movie. Yeah. And at the end of it, I was like, damn, that movie was a lot better than I ever expected it to be.
Yeah.
And sometimes a movie just blows you away because you had no expectations of it. But this movie, in my opinion, is actually a good movie.
Yeah.
It can hold up against, it's like Robot Rocky, basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, it
is pretty much exactly like Robot Rocky.
Yeah, it's the merging of Over the Top and Rocky, basically. And I don't know. I really enjoyed it the first time I watched it. I really enjoyed it again this week when I watched it. And I've probably seen it 25 times at this point.
Yeah, same.
Oh, wow.
I've watched it probably about as much because every time it's on, if I don't have anything going on, or I'm waiting on Pumaira to come downstairs and hang out and watch a movie with me or something, I just leave it on and I just watch it. Sometimes I just turn it on and watch it. It's just a great movie. I think I genuinely really like this movie.
Well, and it's something that you can watch as a family.
Yeah.
There's very few what I would consider good, captivating movies that you can watch as a family. And this one, in my opinion, is something that adults and kids can like.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I, to be honest, as far as a parent goes, the swearing was at a minimum, was kept to a minimum. So it's
what is this, PG-13 rated?
I think it's PG, but yeah, I think. But anyway, Yeah, so I mean,
no, it's PG-13.
Oh, okay. Well,
but yeah, I mean,
they didn't drop an F-bomb or anything like that. Like they're
I mean,
allowed
really,
to do.
if your kids are going to public school, they're hearing that shit long before, long before 13 years old. Trust me.
Yeah, I know I did, but yeah, I
I was saying it long before 13.
I don't think our kids have yet, but still, they're still a little young. But yeah, so yeah, I agree. So how would you rate it?
For me, this one, it probably falls in the very good for me. It's got high rewatchability for me, and I get it. This is something where if someone doesn't like science fiction-ish futuristic stuff, it's not going to be for them.
Yeah.
In my book, it's probably a 3.5 because it's not necessarily something that broke the mold, but they do a very good job of how they put the story together.
Yeah.
Like they made a very enjoyable movie that I can watch time and time again.
Yeah, proven it. We've already watched it many times.
Yeah.
What about you, Pumira?
A 4.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am gonna say it's yeah, I think it's a 4 in my book too. Because like I said, I can't tell you how many times I've watched this over the years. It's just ever since it came out, it's been one of my favorites. Like it's not, I'm not saying it's like one of them in my top 10 favorite movies, but it's up there. It's pretty high up there. I just enjoy it.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, and I could probably be convinced to put it in my 4 category. Like it is a very solid movie as far as, just the way they did it. And I think it's underrated. Like people don't give it enough credit for what it is.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. It's very much like Rocky. He's an underdog. He's essentially the people's champion, so to speak. And man, it just, there's so many notes like that. Evangeline Lilly is also in this movie, and she just did a lot of the heavy work as far as carrying the story and the whole reason for anyone to even have any kind of faith in Charlie as a character is pretty much carried on her shoulders, because she sells it. She's like, everyone thinks this dude's just, washed out, nobody, that's just bad news, bad bet, all that kind of stuff. But she somehow tells Charlie that, or Max, she tells Max like how great he was when he was, boxing, and he was floating an inch off the canvas and doing all this stuff. Like her story and the way she told it, it just made it so believable. And then it circles back around to when he's actually fighting that robot, not actually fighting. He's fighting through
shadow boxing mode.
He's shadow boxing mode on the robot, but he's doing it again, and you could see in her eyes, and then in Max's eyes, he sees what she saw back then,
right?
And it just sort of comes full circle, and it's just this. It just makes it like, I think that sells the character of Charlie, and it's all because of her story that she started with in the beginning. And it's like that just made it awesome for me. But anyway, so that's that. Next movie, Electric State. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I'll give a rundown of it. So, Electric State, Netflix movie. So basically the premise is it's alternate history. Mm-hmm. So the movie takes place in the 90s. The bulk of it's in, I think, 1993. But basically the world post the 1950s incorporates robots into pretty much everything. Yeah. Like they are basically built to be servants and love their jobs and do these jobs 24 hours a day. Well, it gets to a point in, I think, 91 where the robots basically rebel because they want to do what they want to do. They don't just want to be these mindless servants anymore. Yeah. And so Mr. Peanut, an automaton as Mr. Peanut, leads basically the robots in this rebellion. So there's a big war between humans and the robots. And it isn't until this company Center, which is run by Stanley Tucci's character, who looks a lot like Steve Jobs.
And a lot like Mark Strong.
Yeah. They patterned him off Steve Jobs for this movie. Yeah. And that character made him look like him. And they basically come up with the ability for humans to operate drones through these like head things that they wear. Mm-hmm. And they can operate drones to fight the robots because the robots were kicking humans' ass up until that point and we're actually winning. Well, then they're able to beat the robots, and then they establish a nation basically, or like a reservation. It's called the exclusion zone. Yeah. In the Southwest, in the desert, where all the robots are sent to live. It's basically a reservation where they're all herded onto this, I think they said 100,000 square mile
something like that
exclusion zone. So the main character, Millie Bobby Brown, her brother is a genius. Yeah. And he's like going to college, is like, I don't know, probably 13 years old.
Right.
And her family is killed in a car accident. Mm-hmm. The mom, the dad, the brother is killed in a car accident. And so basically the meat of the story follows her in 1993. She's in the foster system. Jason Alexander is her foster dad, which is really good. I wasn't expecting him to be in there.
Yeah. If you look in the monitor, that it doesn't look like him at all, and then all of a sudden he pops his head out, and it's like, oh my god, that's Jason Alexander.
So her and her brother love this cartoon where the main character was Cosmo, and then all of a sudden one night a robot shows up who's basically the robot version of Cosmo. Mm-hmm. And she finds out that it's her brother, and he's communicating with her, trying to get her to understand that it's him. He doesn't know where his real body is. Right. And so basically they set out on this adventure to go to the exclusion zone, and to get in,
find his body.
Yeah, they're trying to find his body, which the doctor went to the exclusion zone that they're looking for. So they're trying to get in. Well, Chris Pratt's character has a little robot friend named Herman, and they basically go in the exclusion zone and find like rare items and sell them. Like mail order, sell them to people. Right. And so they're smugglers smuggling product out of the exclusion zone, and they end up helping Millie Bobby Brown and the little Cosmo robot go into the exclusion zone. To make a long story short, they track down the doctor. They figure out that her brother's body is at the headquarters of Center. There's basically another battle of the robots versus the drones at the end of it. And then basically they find out that they can't unplug her brother from this system. Like he just wants to die.
Yeah.
And
you have to do it. It's
she has to be the one to do it. And I mean, it ends with basically him dying, but the Cosmo robot is still operational at the end.
Yeah.
So it kind
up.
of ends almost on like a Inception type thing where the little thing's spinning, the little top spinning, and then all of a sudden it starts to wobble like it's gonna stop, but you don't really know. Like that's kind of how they left off on this movie. So but that's just an overall gist of it.
Yeah, definitely. But overall, I mean, I think it's a decent movie. But one thing that I was having trouble with was, well, not trouble, but I think it might have. I mean, it's already like been blowing up on Netflix. It's been like the #1 movie the last couple weeks.
Really?
Yeah. #1. It's in the top 10. That's all I know. But so I mean, it's. I'm not really sure who it's exactly aimed at because it seems
exactly
like it's a general audience movie, but they're swearing and like there's clearly dirty things like going on and being implied and stuff like that. So it's like I don't really want to show this to my kids, but there's not many adults that I know that are big into this that are going to be like, oh yeah, this movie's for me, just from the looking at it.
Right.
That's the main problem with the movie. Exactly. Is I don't think it knows who its audience is.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to hurt its performance. I laughed my ass off during this movie.
Yeah.
Like there was like fun is the perfect word for it. Like there's so much nostalgia in it that I think young people wouldn't get anyway.
No, right.
Because like all the products and stuff that they're smuggling out, like the singing fish on the wall thing, Billy Bass or whatever that thing was called,
or the what is it, the moon pie or those He-Man whatever things. It's just like you're not gonna get that.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna eat the original packaging.
So like there's some stuff. I think it's overall funny. Like kids would love like the robots and everything. There's a lot in there for parents, but so the movie at certain times, like when they first get like those, what are they, scavenger robots coming at them, that is literally reminds me of Sid's Room and Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Yeah. Like there was so many like throw-ins to other movies.
Yeah.
That I like that'd scare the hell out of a little kid.
Right.
Like watching something like that.
Well, and also it reminds me a lot of E.T. There was shots when she went out to investigate where this noise was coming out from when the robot was coming out. that shot was almost like shot for shot the initial encounter with E.T. And it's like she's peeking, she sees something, walks over here, sees something, walks over here. It was almost shot for shot, and it was very reminiscent of that movie. So
yeah, and I think a lot of that was intentional. Like they wanted like people to remember how they felt during those scenes. And I just think the biggest problem is who's the actual audience for the movie.
Right.
But other than that, like for adults who like, kind of science fiction-y stuff, like watch this freaking movie. Like it is a good movie. Like it's hilarious at certain times. It's dramatic at certain, like it has everything in it. But yeah, it's to me, I started it, but I was watching it. My wife was trying to go to sleep, so I couldn't have the volume up real high. And so I watched I think the first hour. And then the next day was like, I'm starting this thing over because I want to hear everything 100%.
Yeah.
And like they did such a good job with a robot that had pre-programmed sayings.
Yeah.
The Cosmo robot, like the way it reacted with that face that's always the same. Like it had so much of expression.
Just like, in those little things,
yeah, with its body language and the replies, like when they're in that Volkswagen microbus, and all of a sudden, like he says "Happy Birthday," and then he says "Merry Christmas," like because like shit's getting real. Like I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, like that robot is so expressive the way they like scripted
Strap
it.
on your jetpack.
Yeah. Like that. Like it just,
moon.
it was such, I mean, I did not have like high hopes for it. And like, it was well above what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So, I mean, last night we watched this, on the movie marathon stream for on pilled.net, and in that room we're sitting there with Pops, me, I think Levi was there, maybe not, I could be misremembering, I had 2 streams yesterday, but Ghost Pepper was there, and I think they're not here to say right now, but I would say we all had a good time and enjoyed the movie thoroughly. Like there were parts that like when it got to the really heavy part, and you know, it's like, yeah, you have to be the one to unplug me, basically. You know, they're all like, man, that sucks. You know, like they were talking about it. They're like, man, that sucks. You know, and so it's just like while it doesn't know its exact audience, everyone in the room last night was having fun. And I know when we watched it, we were having fun. That Herman robot is hilarious.
Oh yeah. Herman was amazing.
Everyone which Herman is actually Anthony Mackie. You can't really even tell at first. You have to listen, and then you can hear like, okay, they modified his voice a little bit in this to make it just almost covers up his usual unique inflections and stuff like that. And they did a real good job. And I don't know. So Herman was great. And Ghost Pepper was
facial
like,
expressions.
I want a Herman.
Exactly. The facial expression. So like Herman's face is like a screen that he can change what's on it. And I just remember the one scene where his eyes turn to dollar signs. Because he's
don't sell it.
Like they're arguing over what he would do with it, and basically he ends up saying he's going to do the exact same thing that Chris Pratt was going to do with it and sell it. And his eyes turn to dollar signs when he says that, and just like those little details like made the movie for me.
I would have to agree. It was just a great time. I can't say anything more than that. I watched it twice, and I enjoyed both watch throughs of it. And it's one that I think I'll be watching again at some point.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah. This for me was another real steal. Like, it is something that I will watch it. It's not going to be probably played on syndicated TV or anything where you can just check it out because it's a Netflix movie. But it is something I would definitely purposely go back and watch again. Like the last movie I felt like this about was, I think I've mentioned it on here before, Ron's Gone Wrong. Like, it is I think it's a Pixar movie. But it is got a very similar premise, at least concerning the robot part of it. Like, but it was something where I was just like, this is going to be dumb. And then I watched it and I was like, oh my God, this is really good, actually, and really funny. So Ron's Gone Wrong would be the children's kind of version of this movie.
Yeah. I need to write that down because I remember you mentioned it before, but there we go. I just messaged the group so that way I have it in the future. But yeah, so let's get to the ratings. How would Pumara, how would you rate this?
Another 4, well, a 4.5.
4.5. Exceptional, well-crafted work of art, enriching and transformative. Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. And Jerry?
I would probably rate it the same as Real Steel, which I'm probably going to move them both to a 4.
Yeah.
With how much fun I had with this movie. Like it was.
I thought this was a really good pairing, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think, pat ourselves on the back. I think we did a good job with this pairing because they were both really fun movies. Mm-hmm. And they're just, spoilers, I will rate this a 4 as well. Same as I did Real Steel. And, I just enjoyed these movies. So if you haven't watched them, go watch them. What are you waiting for?
Mm-hmm. Check it out. Like if you're a science fiction hater, like don't watch them because you won't enjoy them. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say necessarily if you're a hater, but I don't know.
Like if it just absolutely out of them. You do not like that genre, like you're probably not going to enjoy it as much as us who are a little nerdier. But there's still, still great storytelling. It's like my wife, like she will not pick up a fantasy book. Like it interests her no way, shape, or form. So if someone is that way about fantasy movies, then or science fiction, you're probably just not going to like it.
Yeah, probably. I know my mom didn't watch. I was like, hey, did you watch Electric State? And she's just like, no. Normally I wait to see what you guys say. And normally I'm like, oh, dodged a bullet. It's just like,
well, she better go watch it now.
I know. That's what I told her. I was like, yeah, you better go watch it.
We're at least watching these instead of B horror movies, Pam.
Yeah. Yeah, be glad we're not watching B horror movies, which I know I saw someone in the comments.
The slog of B horror movies in the fall was torturous.
But they were fun at the same time if you are open-minded and like that type of thing. But it can be tedious for sure. But yeah, so we have a little different. I know I saw someone in the comments say something about a Final Destination or horror movies for next week, and unfortunately, we are not going to be doing that. We are going to pay tribute to a fantastic actor, Val Kilmer, who passed away earlier this week. So we will be watching Tombstone, which is actually on Disney Plus.
That was the one I was talking about. Like when I saw Tombstone was on Disney Plus, I lost my shit. I was like, what?
And where was Ghost in the Darkness at?
Wasn't it on Tubi? Let me look real quick.
Yeah. I don't think it was Tubi. It was
The Saint was on Paramount, but I can't remember what Ghost in the Darkness was.
It was one of those free things, not Tubi, but it was
Pluto?
Maybe Pluto?
I actually own it, so
yeah. I'll be watching it on my friend's server because I own it, but I'm not digging for a DVD.
Yeah.
I'm just too lazy.
Me too.
Ghost.
Oh, and one other thing, if you guys
are Pluto TV
Val Kilmer fans, there's a great documentary that was put out a couple years ago by his son on Amazon that I thought was one of the coolest documentaries because it tells pretty much his entire life story.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of understand why he's right when he was at his biggest and he was starting to like have leading roles, kind of why he stepped away from acting and that. Because if you think about his biggest movies, he's typically like a supporting actor. Like he didn't have a lot of movies where he was the main star. Like, I mean, Real Genius, he was the main star.
Yeah.
But usually he was like either co-piloting or like a supporting actor. Like in Tombstone, he's a supporting actor, which Tombstone's probably his best role of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is Doc Holliday. So
yeah. So I mean, we're not saying like other movies aren't as good, because I mean, you know, I figure everyone's seen Top Gun, and Batman Forever. So I'm sure there's lots of movies like that are perfectly good, great roles. But I feel like for this one, we decided to go with Tombstone, which we felt was probably one of his better performances. I personally haven't seen it, so that's why I'm like, okay, I'm down to watch it. And then Ghost in the Darkness is one of my favorite movies with him in it, aside from Batman Forever. So
I would say I would recommend to everybody, if you've never checked it out, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Robert Downey Jr. is one of his best movies as well.
Yeah.
That movie was so good, and it was just totally underbilled, and like it didn't have the weight to carry at the theaters, but it's one of those movies that totally flew under the radar, and it's so good.
It did. Yep. And I mean, who else is in that? Clive Owen and geez, I can't even remember all of them. I just remember Clive Owen, Val Kilmer. Anyway, regardless, it's a good movie. Flew under the radar, and it also needs some attention. But maybe we'll watch that another week down the road. But for now, it's Ghost in the Darkness and Tombstone. And I know a lot of people are like, you haven't seen Tombstone? I honestly have not. I know I've seen clips, and I've seen people. I mean, everyone was paying tribute this week, saying, yeah, I'll be your Huckleberry or whatever he says that. Anyway, yeah. So I know I haven't seen that. So.
It's a top 5 Western for me of all time. So the early 90s were great for Westerns. Like you had this, you had Unforgiven. Like I think as far as Western goes, you'll love it.
Nice. Well, that is on Disney Plus. Ghost in the Darkness is on Pluto TV. But I think I'm gonna have to double check. I think it's on my friend's server, so I'll probably do that. And I'm not sure which one Pops is wanting to check out for the movie madness this week, but I'll be there along with them watching whatever we end up choosing. Meantime, go watch some movies and hang out. Come back with us next week. Let me get up my thing here. On Monday, 4/7, we will be doing It's Frickin' Figures. And then back here on Friday, Thursday, I'll be roll with it in Slaughterville campaign. I'm struggling with the dice portion of it. I'm always trying to figure out what I'm rolling, what I'm supposed to roll. It's very difficult for my brain to like comprehend all of the things that I need to do for that, but I'm hoping to get there soon. But it's a fun process. I mean, I've killed a zombie. I shot up a werewolf. So I'm just having fun. It's a good time. And then come back on Friday to hang out with us as we talk about these movies. All right. Anything you guys want to say before we leave?
No.
Any last comments? Where you can be found?
Nope.
All right. We can be found on any corner of the internet, usually doing nefarious things, up to no good in all aspects of our lives. All of us, even Pumira. She tries to play innocent, but nope, she's no good in and out of the interwebs. It's all bad.
It's true.
Until next time, Thunder Nerds ho!
Click on the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Oh! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride.